Time now for the morning rush. Sometime in the next 2 weeks, a hearing examiner will have a written decision for 2 marijuana shops if they can be exempt from Albuquerque's zoning laws. The 2 proposed stores want to build their shops in areas where there are already pot stores. Albuquerque zoning laws say that marijuana stores have to be at least 600 feet apart. Well, the national forests that were closed to the public amid the fire danger are slated to reopen. Officials announced yesterday that the Lincoln, Cibola, Santa Fe, and Carson National Forests, as well as the Valles Caldera, will welcome visitors once again. Well, the only exceptions here will be the areas affected by the fires still burning in our state. New Mexico's massive wildfires continue to burn despite recent welcome moisture. Containment on the Black Fire is getting closer to 70% containment since Wednesday, while the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon fire remains at 72% containment. Zoe.
And our rain chances really decreased today here in the Albuquerque metro. Get outside and enjoy some sunshine and probably the warmest day out of the next 5 to 7. Temperature is going to very quickly increase into the mid to lower 80s before a lot more rain and a big cool down heads our way by the weekend.
Albuquerque police are investigating a pedestrian versus vehicle crash in northwest Albuquerque. Around 10 o'clock last night, police were called to the scene near Coors and Ellison. They say that the pedestrian involved in the crash was transported to the hospital in critical condition. We'll, of course, keep you updated as soon as we learn more. An Albuquerque man is being charged in the killing of his ex-girlfriend while already behind bars for another murder. Investigators believe that YASMIN MARQUEZ left in her mother's car to meet with her boyfriend, Jonathan Martinez. Police say cell phone records put Martinez where that car was found. Martinez was arrested last month for the murder of a 19-year-old man in downtown Albuquerque. A teen girl is set to be released after being accused of playing a role in the murder of a woman at an Albuquerque gas station. 17-year-old Caprice Cecilia is one of the 5 teens accused in the murder of Kayla Montaño at the Maverick gas station in late March. Well, the judge ruled that the state did not meet its burden to prove that she should be held behind bars. Zoe.
And our Metro Threat Index for today is only at a 5 out of 10, so you do have to be aware of some scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms to the south. There is the potential for flooding with those slower moving storms, especially over those burn scars.
Well, relief could soon be coming for many without water in the village of Chama. That's after an emergency declaration from Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. Earlier this week, residents turned on the taps to find nothing coming out at all. The state has been sending the village water for the past couple of weeks. Now with the emergency declaration, Chama will be eligible for disaster aid funding. Rio Rancho residents struggling to make ends meet may soon see some much-needed relief. Yesterday, the mayor of Rio Rancho announced a study to figure out how to create more affordable housing in the city. Mayor Hall says that $75,000 have now been allocated for that study. He expects it to be complete within 6 months. By a vote of 65 to 33 last night, the Senate passed the bill aimed at reducing gun violence. The vote had the backing of all 50 Democrats, as well as 15 Republicans, including Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. The bill expands background checks for some gun buyers and bars more domestic violence offenders from buying them. Ukraine and Moldova appear to be a step closer to joining the European Union. The body has approved the 2 countries for candidate status. The president of the European Council, Charles Michel, said that the approval represents what he is calling a crucial step on the path toward EU membership. Zoe.
And outside today, we are looking at our drive, and it's looking pretty clear on our traffic maps this morning. And a look at the Big Eye again, everything looking pretty clear right now. We'll keep you updated as the morning progresses.
Well, the newly opened Black Lab Cafe NYC in New York is offering a unique experience to both pets and owners. The cafe allows the dogs to be off-leash on the grounds. That's where they can then get some exercise, meet other dogs, and even get their own water bowls.
Time now for the 5 facts. At number 5, a trail project connecting areas around downtown Albuquerque is taking shape. The city's new rail trail will connect east and west downtown, making those areas more accessible to pedestrians and bicyclists. The work is expected to be finished by Saturday. The streetscaping costs $2.4 million.
And number 4, a teen girl is set to be released after being accused of playing a role in the murder of a woman at an Albuquerque gas station. 17-year-old Caprice Cecilia is one of 5 teens accused in the murder of Kayla Montaño at a Maverick gas station in late March. The state says that while Cecilia did not play an active role, she knew what was going to happen. The judge ruled that the state did not meet its burden to prove that she should be held behind bars until trial.
And we are looking at the potential for scattered showers and storms mainly to the south of I-40 and closer to the western half of the state. Elevated areas do have this chance for storms as well. A lot more rain is heading in by this weekend.
And number 2, sometime in the next 2 weeks, a hearing examiner will have a written decision for 2 marijuana shops if they can be exempt from Albuquerque's zoning laws. 2 proposed shops are trying to convince the city to grant them exceptions. Well, they want to build their shops in the areas where there are already pot stores, but there was community outcry during this week's hearing. Many are saying that since the first marijuana shops came in, issues have come up. And at number 1 this morning, a busy night for Albuquerque police as officers are investigating a pedestrian versus vehicle crash in northwest Albuquerque. Around 10 last night, police were called to the scene near Coors and Ellison. They say that a pedestrian involved in the crash was transported to the hospital in critical condition. Meanwhile, detectives are looking into a homicide in southeast Albuquerque. At around 1 this morning, they were called to the area of Elizabeth and Southern about a person who was hit by a vehicle.